一个叫杜金的俄罗斯老先生，你们可能没有听过，但是人家是号称普京的国师哦，听着就挺唬人吧。这个老头突然蹦出来啊，对中国指手画脚，说台湾的事儿。今天咱们就来好好唠唠，这老头到底想干啥？他说的那些话能信几分？这杜金啊，在视频里啊，那叫一个语重心长啊，就差没哭出来了。他说，中国在这个台湾问题上可千万别学普京大帝2014年对乌克兰那样磨磨唧唧的犹豫不决的。
I'm absolutely sure that the hot war for reunification with Taiwan is inevitable. You will have it sooner or later. But the precious moment when to start the war, it is very, very, very special. For example, we have two examples of when you started too late. It is our case. We should start the war in Ukraine, full-scale war with total control, military control over whole territory of Ukraine when Yanukovych fled to Russia. So we could have in that moment the excellent condition because he was legitimate president of Ukraine who could ask us to invade to save him a legal structure from this coup, and nobody could react. There was no any Ukrainian army, and we have missed this chance, and the loss or price for that is huge. So the rivers of Russian and Ukrainian blood. So that was fatal mistake of Russian Federation. Liberals played their key role. They convinced president not to start then the war, and that was fatal error. So we would pay much lesser price in the anything. So, but they, as you have said about Chinese liberals, so if you start the war with Taiwan, you will receive 150 tariffs. So we have received much more sanctions than that. So we have paid 100 times price. Comparing, we would suffer if president would hear the voice of Russian patriots instead of the pro-Western traitors and liberals. So, but that was fatal mistake. So everything we experience now, it is about this delay. That is the sign how you should not delay the war that is inevitable. So the second example, as well, very, very negative, is how Islamic countries react against ground operation in Gaza. In that moment, with Hassan Nasrallah alive, with Hezbollah ready to fight, with Iran, with its bases, with Bashar Assad. So if they would attack immediately, without any delay, Israel on all the fronts, including from the Houthis in Yemen, they could have the victory. And now Israel has destroyed one by one. First, genocide in Gaza, after genocide in Lebanon, after coup d'etat against Bashar Assad, everything successful, and getting out all Iranian forces from the Syria. And what has received Islamic world? A huge humiliation. So today they are laughable. All these threats that we are Ummah, they could make acts of violence against innocents. But when they confront the real serious enemy, much smaller than that, they say there is the wisdom not to fight. So that is. I would say despisable. So I think they have lost the dignity, and for Islamic man to lose its dignity, it's very painful. But that was precisely that what we have witnessed concerning Taiwan. So there is no universal law when you should start a war, when it's too early, when it's too late. So maybe you'd better consult Sun Tzu. And to maybe you consult Idzin, the book of changes. Maybe you make a kind of a special divination session on the high level of your society in order to understand the right moment to strike. So that is inevitable. If too early, that will be painful. If too late, it could be fatal. So it's up to you to decide the right moment. There will be the war. there against United States. And now America is preparing to this war at a higher speed. So before, for example, if you would start that before, I think maybe it would be better, because with this idiot Sleepy John Biden, with Russia fighting in the Ukraine, they couldn't afford two wars at the same time. So, and now Trump wants to stop the war in Ukraine, at least to withdraw American troops and help from Ukraine, and he will do that absolutely. So there will be no peace. We will continue, but he will stay off from that in order to concentrate over Iran and China. So it is up to you when. Maybe it's already a bit late. So I'm not sure, because the peace. When you say peace, it is serious when you could start the real war. So in that sense, your words are valid. If you say peace without having a war, you're just recognizing your defeat. So peace without the victory is not pacifism. It is just weakness, and everybody in the world consider that only in that way. So. I think China is going to have a crash test in a military operation in Taiwan, and that will not be easy. But you can never in the history, you cannot say, "Oh, we will win this war." So everybody is sure that he will win the war, but. The war, it is a kind of destiny, the sign of heaven. If you are good in the eyes of heaven, you will win. If you bad in the sight of heaven, so you will lose. In spite of what you think about yourself, without that. So I think nobody could say we are ready for war without starting it. So I presume China is very well prepared for. But I hope you are ready. But you never know before starting. Too early is bad way. But we see that too late is much worse. So if you start it is by yourself, the only way how Putin managed to have these small amounts of the victory just now, because he has made first blow without waiting anymore. Because otherwise it would be much better much worse for us, much better for the enemy. So because if you started maybe too early, you have the time to rearrange. And if you are strong, if you are weak, better not start at all the war. But with Taiwan, I think maybe it is already a bit too late.
说了这么多啊，其实说白了就两点。第一，打仗要挑日子。他说有个黄金窗口期，错过了那就只能等着后悔去吧。就像这个买股票啊，你错过了低点啊，你就只能高点站岗，血亏啊。第二啊，别把自己当超人，也别把敌人当傻子。意思就是说啊，别以为自己啊天下无敌，敌人不堪一击啊，小心阴沟里翻船，到时候你裤都找不着掉。哎呦，听着好像是有点道理是吧？但是我们得琢磨琢磨呀，这老头是不是憋着啥坏水呢？这杜金为了让咱相信他呀，还举了个例子，说2014年乌克兰闹颜色革命，亲俄总统被人赶下台了，乌克兰乱成一锅粥啊。他说那时候是俄罗斯动手的绝佳机会，乌克兰军队弱得跟鸡仔似的，老百姓也还没站好队，俄罗斯要是直接冲进去啊，3下5除2就能控制住局面，还能说是合法总统请求援助，师出有名，谁也说不出来啥。结果呢，这个普京大帝啊心慈手软，就吞并了一个克里米亚，放任乌克兰东部啊乱了几年。这下可好，这个乌克兰在这个西方国家的帮助下，这个军队是越来越壮实啊。2022年俄乌战争爆发，俄罗斯打的那叫一个费劲啊，这是又死人又烧钱的，这肠子都悔青了呀。所以杜金就说，普京大帝延误战机啊，错失一击致命的时机。然后就苦口婆心的要劝中国啊，千万别重蹈覆辙哦，不然就等着哭吧。这个杜金的话啊，放到现在的台海局势里啊，那听着好像是有那么点个意思啊。我们这边呢，那已经是鸟枪换炮，装备啊是越来越先进了。福建舰就快要下水了，火箭军天天搞演习啊，2栖登陆部队也练得虎虎生风啊。海军、空军在这个台湾海峡的训练那是越来越频繁啊，越来越复杂，又是火力打击，又是围岛封锁，摆明了就是要速战速决，一锤定音。 台湾那边呢，台独分子那是越来越跳，新上来的那个赖某人那是明目张胆的搞去中国化，抱美国大腿啊，在政治、文化、军事跟大陆对着干。美国呢也在旁边煽风点火，又是卖武器，又是派兵训练，这恨不得把台湾变成第二个乌克兰，让我们跟他们打个你死我活。所以杜金就说，如果中国一直拖着，让这个台独的势力越来越猖狂，让美国在台湾的势力越来越强大，那以后想统一台湾啊，付出的代价可能就不是现在所能想象的了。这么一听啊，这个杜金的时机论啊，好像还真有点道理啊。因为他提醒中国要抓住那个千载难逢的机会，在敌人还没准备好的时候啊，先下手为强，把这个损失啊降到最低。其实说白了，就是想让中国放弃现在的和平统一政策，直接武力解决。但是专家说了，咱可不能上当啊！这杜金的建议啊，你听听就行啊，你千万别当真，不然就掉到坑里了。首先，台湾跟克里米亚能一样吗？在中国人的心里啊，台湾从来都不是外国，而是老祖宗留下来的，是我们的骨肉同胞啊。台湾问题不是国家跟国家之间的事，而是我们自己家里面的事，是民族大义，是历史正义。我们从来没有放弃和平统一的希望，这不仅是考虑到成本问题，更是为了民族感情，为了国际形象。其次啊，咱们现在是正处于发展的关键时期啊，经济、科技、军事都在突飞猛进啊。这个时候要是打仗，肯定会影响发展，得不偿失啊。杜金那套欧亚主义啊，是强调对抗，强调战争。而中国是讲究和平发展，互利共赢，这根本就不是一路人。最后啊，这个杜金这老头啊，心思不正，他以前写书啊，说要把中国给肢解了，把咱们的内蒙古啊、新疆、东北啊变成俄罗斯的缓冲地带。现在呢，他突然跑出来给咱出主意，谁知道他是不是想利用咱啊，让咱去跟美国硬碰硬啊？他好在后面看热闹呢。台海局势啊，确实很紧张，美国啊一直在挑事儿，日本呢也想插一脚。杜金说的战争不可避免，其实是西方国家对咱中国崛起的一种恐惧，他们害怕咱们中国统一台湾啊，害怕中国变得更加强大。但是啊，什么时候动手，怎么动手，那都是我们自己的事儿，轮不到别人指手画脚。我们的解放军啊，现在已经不是小米加步枪了，打起仗来谁都不怕。但是咱也不能轻举妄动，得做好万全的准备，才能确保万无一失。咱应该咋办呢？所谓不战而屈人之兵，善之善者也。咱们要做的不仅仅是练兵备战，更是要争取人心，让台湾人民认清台独的危害，让国际社会能理解咱的立场。只有这样，才能在最佳的时机，以最小的代价实现祖国的完全统一。所以说，杜金啊，这老头提醒咱别学普京迟疑的话，听着像是好心，其实就是包藏祸心。他想让咱们呀跟美国打起来，他好坐收渔翁之利。但是咱中国也不是傻子，才不会上他的当呢。我们要走自己的路，让那些想看我们笑话的人啊都失望去吧。台湾问题啊，那是中华民族的头等大事啊，我们一定要保持清醒，不能被别人忽悠了。相信在党的领导下，一定能实现祖国的完全统一。好啦，今天视频就到这儿啦，我是小懒，我们下期再见。